All right, good morning. How are we all doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Supreme Ambient Light Rejection Screen Paint using ambient light rejection technology gain. And that over there is Blue Ambient Light Rejection 15, which I am doing some demonstrations using my 800 lumen projector, ACBC. I get the model number for this one. And over here, ViewSonic projector, and maybe the Sony VPL C4S projector. So we're doing a distance throw of 13 feet. This already passed the distance of 20 feet. A few people were asking me, what is the what is the what is the amount of lumens that can be used? Starting lumens with the technology inside. Starting lumens are 800. All right. All right. Get some power on my main projector. And I'm going to be doing some demonstrations on multi projector overlays. I'm going to work on today. Where are the remote controls at? Control to the. Let me see if the Russian console laying on it. So where did I put it when I came in? Right here, underneath the bring upstairs. Oh, here it is. Is that one turn on? Okay. So what's going on here? Okay, let me see what's going on here with this. Oh wait, we don't have a call. I was wondering, like, wait a minute. What do you mean sign it with my account? I don't have an account on here. I never signed up for one, which I have to. I put one of my accounts in here. So I'm gonna let this run right there.
It's either the peace of mind of a standard unlimited mileage warranty, or it isn't. For those who never settle, it's.
Oops. Oh man, wrong button. I keep forgetting. Wrong one. Wrong one. No. You don't wanna. Oh, I got it. No. Okay, cool. I don't know why I pressed that button to begin with. All right. Come over here and power up my other projector. We're doing demonstrations on that one because I'm doing my mapping today. There we go. So that is what I'm working on today. I'm doing your mapping. So that's for today. It's like a laboratory. Sometimes my house does get to be like a bit of a laboratory and all the stuff I get to work on. Now, come over here, get ready to set up for this demonstration. I'm changing my wallpaper because I'm tired of that wallpaper. Another keyboard and mouse. Here, if I can work today. Here. Oh, God, we got the wrong one hooked up. We're running through on source. One button. Let me see what source we're running through. That's the power button. Source. Let me see source. Nope. Not PC. Give me source 4. Source again. HMI. Anyway. I should print something right now. Alright, cool. You to go back to where you were at. Be here. How you got here to begin with. All right. Put you in there for right now. Let's go into. Okay, let's see what we got going on here right now. Oh, he's still up to his little tricks. Now, keep in mind, before we start this demonstration, there's much to do. Mr. Crow just never learns. You are using a logo with the name Frankenstein attached to it. That is copyrighted material. He never learns. Frankenstein. Okay. We'll move on from there. Just to give him a little, so he can understand how things work. The Crystal Edge logo is what you're being sued over. Not the 9, not the 12. It's the Crystal Edge. It's our company's logo. That is copyrighted. That's what you're being sued over. You're not being sued on the 12. You're being sued on the logo of our company, which is on my website, which has a copyright attached to it. That's what you're being sued for. So you understand. We don't understand. He'll be getting that paperwork probably this week coming up from my attorney. They'll be into him what he did wrong and what he has to do to take it to the next step. But no, the labels he's flashing, he's not being sued for those. He's being sued for the Crystal 8 logo. That's on our company's website. That is copyrighted. But nice try though. It's not going to help you out. That has a logo attached to it. So I'm gonna show you something. When I an search on an item, I'm gonna show you something. This is how you know if somebody owns the rights to something. Easy to do. So let me show you. You know how we know our labels are copyrighted? I'll show you why. When you go to something called image search, you know how image search works on a page, right? You go over to the logo, press on your back button. You go down to search for image, which means if anybody has this image, it'll be under their name first. You see that logo that pops up? That's ours. We own it. We own the rights to it. These are other places that have something similar to it, but the first thing that pops up on that image search is our logo. We have it copyrighted. Only all. When you scroll down, look, all you see, Crystal Edge, Crystal Edge. See all those? That's all us. Means we own the right to that logo because we went to the US government, we went to an attorney, and we filed for a copyright for that art, which we designed. Which means if you go do a back check on it, Google image search, it will bring up everything on my company because we own the rights to it. That's what you're being sued on. You're being sued on for touching our company's logo, for going out to Home Depot and trying to make our product and slandering our company's logo and name. That's what you're being sued with. That's what he has to understand. If you notice, visual similar images, there's no images in here that match. We're the only ones who have this one. This is ours. We paid for it. So when the US government goes and do a copyright search, which means they will go out and check your artwork and they will scour the internet to see exactly how people have a particular item. I'm going to plug this in here real quick before we start the demonstration. If it comes up where somebody has this particular piece of artwork, right from the door, we will be denied our application. That's why if you go back and you click on our logo, it only comes up under, none of these have it, my story with Crystal Edge, shipping and return, Crystal Edge. Thank you, Crystal Edge Technology Screen. Contact us, Crystal Edge. And Kenneth Bird, Crystal Edge. We own that people that done it. So I'll get with you in a few minutes, sir. I mean, a few minutes. I'll be with you in a few minutes. Just want to clear this up with Mr. Jamie, who doesn't think he's going to get hit with a lawsuit, but I'll be with you in a few minutes. So right now, it just shows you right there that we do. What is that playing in the background? Hold on a minute, people. So just to clear it up with him, that he's not being sued on the 12 or the 9. He's being sued on the logo of our company. That's what he's being sued for. So like I said, I own that, own the rights to that particular logo. I got it from a free clip art. If you want to design logos for your company, you don't want to tamper with anybody else's stuff, you just go to something called free clip art. And in free clip art, you can go in and get free clip art from artists that would let you have it copyright free. That's where we got the logo from. And then from there, we went to Photoshop, we designed it up, put the artwork on it, put all the designs on it, submitted it over to an attorney, and attorney sent for copyrights. They did the copyright search, came back as nothing, and now we own it. So, long story short, that is ours. We own it. So that's why if you go on my website right now, and where it says copyright and hit that back button, we're the only ones going to come up with that image. It'll be under my name and under my product. And that's where Jamie messed up, because he thought the product was discontinued. Yes, it was. But he didn't realize that the label at that time was under Crystal Edge Technology Screens. That can he was carrying around actually had our company's logo on it with a copyrighted piece of material on it. And that's what he was flashing and calling it trash and garbage and all the kinds of nonsense with it, and took it down to Home Depot, recorded himself doing it. This is what got him sued. This is in the process of getting him sued. So he knows that in this lawsuit, my lawyer hits you for a considerable amount of money, and then you have to, which officially has the copyright, they're going to hit you with fines and fees somewhere between $500,000 to $250,000, and there could be some jail time involved in it. So just letting him know that. Don't take this as a joke. Seriously, go get yourself an attorney and find out exactly what you need to do, because you really need to take this very seriously. We don't care. Like I said, you're flashing all these other logos. You're not being sued for that. You're being sued for the Crystal Edge, because that's my company logo that you slandered. All right, so let's move on from there. So I'm just wondering, he watches my videos. Just keep in mind, he watches my videos, but just to educate him and let him know what he's being sued for. So when he gets that document from my attorney, it will state Crystal Edge Technology Screens. That's what you slandered. Now, the other stuff that you did involving making our products and stuff, that's going to come later on for damages. My lawyer's going to sue you for damages and stuff like that. That's going to be entitled with that kind of stuff. So yeah. That's what he has to understand. That's where he messed up. All right, let's see what the fellow was asking real quick. He was asking him, hi, 100-inch screen, roll down a screen cheap, paint, how much would it cost? Problem, we can't ship to the UK because of the restrictions we have on PayPal. PayPal gave us restrictions. We can't ship overseas. You can have it shipped to somebody else, and they can ship it to to the UK, but every time we try to print up an order overseas or anything, we get an error code. It comes up. They don't allow us to do any transactions whatsoever. So we can basically, in another way, you can have it shipped to somebody else. If you have somebody within the United States, we would ask for you to send us, email and send us with permission the address we would like to have it sent to, and that way we can alter and change the label so it can be shipped to within the United States and they can ship it to you. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but it's what PayPal put in there. When it first happened, it was kind of shocking because I get a lot of orders from the UK, and we just couldn't get them to go through, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And they found out later on that what PayPal was doing. Do apologize for the inconvenience. Man, it started off cold this morning. Have my heat down. Freezing. Okay. All right. So right now we have for projectors. I bought about. We have 800 lumen 60 BC because on the specifications of Blue, it does state that you can use a projector as low as 800 lumens inside, outside around 1,000 lumens. And keep in mind, before Blue can actually get the name Blue or anything whatsoever, it used to be a 12 before it became a 15. It did pass the outside demonstration. I will post at the bottom of the link so you can see it for yourself. So right now I'm going to be firing on my projector. My $18 projector. I paid $18 for this projector. There we go. My computer's already on. We're 13 feet from the screen, and of course, always displayed for the environment to be. Demonstrate to my customers. I'm pretty sure if you got an 800 lumen projector, it's gonna be far better than the one I'm using in this demonstration. I think it's really old. Let me get my keyboard and mouse over here. It's up there. Whew. Yeah. Start this morning brisk. I might burn my fireplace today. I haven't burned my fireplace in a while. I should do a demonstration like that. I should put a screen over top the fire. All right, let's see where we're at in this video. This is where his arrogance really gets the best of him. He really doesn't take things seriously. He really should take this very seriously. Really take it very seriously. It's not something you want to play around with. Okay, this is an ad going through. Yeah. Jumping around this ad. There you go. So this right here is my 720p projector. Well, actually, it's not even 720p. We are right now, and because the projector is so old, it can't do 720p at all. Right now, we're doing 14. All the projector can do. Can't do any higher than that. Like I said, it's a very old projector. My projector was manufactured in 1999. It only has a 4.3. That's basically about it. It is old. But just to show people have like Sony Bravo projectors. Some of those big boy projectors have like 900 lumens, 1200 lumens, something like that. That's what they're pretty much using. All right. Ads. Once the ads are gonna pop up, let's get those out of there. There you go. So move around. That is on. The I think Mitsubishi. That's close enough, right? 13 feet back from the screen. It's a fully lit environment. That's one of the things you never see on my demonstrations. A lot of shadows in the background. None of that nonsense. I am trying to obtain a 10,000 lumen projector. I think I'm going to get it refurbished because I need it for work. I need it for work this summer. My screen I'm building in the background is 500 inches. It's a big screen. So I'm definitely going to need a projector. It's going to have to be able to do that. And the only ones I can find are actually that are ultra short throw are the big Chrissies. So I get the other one repaired, I'm going to have to go get me another one. Commercials, but Lord, come here. So let me show you something real quick. Now, it's written here. Show you something real quick. You know, I never hide anything from my customers. Never will. Now, if you're designing labels, right? Labels like this is free clip art. Free clip art you can get for free. They don't charge you anything for it. These labels right here, you can't even copy them at all. If you go to any site and you try to copy these labels, you can't print them. This is the way we had them encrypted. These people are encrypted. You try to print any of these off our website, it will not come up. The original site they were designed, and you have to have access to that site because we had these encrypted. These right here are labels that we got from movie art. So they have old movie theaters that they have on, you can get them on Google Images. You can get old movie theaters like this. As long as they don't have any form of copyright symbol in the corner, which you have to look over very carefully, and take these movie photos like this, like pictures like this with somebody's for a movie theater, for a old vintage theater we thought looked really nice. Took it over, turned it to black and white, used it as a label. Now, we couldn't get this copyrighted due to the fact that if we do an image search, somebody probably owns this already. But we can alter it and change it the way we want to, and we can use it that way. You can alter and change labels, keep in mind. Same thing with just the platinum clips. Oh, we don't have a label for this. Is invisible technology. Oh, something completely different. I forgot I ran out of paint. So anyway, yeah, that way, yeah, it can be done. Now, this is an old images. I look for old images of old vintage movie theaters. Some of these movie theaters don't even exist anymore. They're just relics. Some have been torn down and destroyed. And those are the labels that we will actually use for our setups. But keep in mind that we don't go out and slander anybody else's labels. Like I've never taken Crow's screen paint down to Home Depot or Lowe's or nothing like that. Never dug a hole in the ground and buried it or did something disrespectful. We get done with it, we put it back on the shelf and we use it again. We do our next demonstration. But what he did, what incriminated himself was, he said right there in the video, he said that the container, the product we made was discontinued. And he thought because it was discontinued, he could go down to Home Depot and try to make it. What he didn't realize that the logo is on the front of our company, which he should have known that, but it has a copyright. Now, to be fair, I did warn Crow not to do this. We had a conversation and I explained to him not to do this. It was something because it was copyrighted. He doesn't listen. He's very hard-headed. So, around the time when my company opened up, I went to LegalZoom and I applied for a basic copyright. Now, this is my old address. You can look it up if you want. I don't care. I don't live there anymore. But right there, you can see by LegalZoom, this is the order number when I applied for it, how much I paid for it. Like I said, copyrights are very cheap, not expensive. I applied for a basic copyright for Crystal Edge technology screens. They're right there, the government file and feeds, single application, standard shipping. That's my old address, Kenneth Bird. And then down here, we have the transaction and what I paid through my credit card. So yes, this is the receipt from LegalZoom. And by today, I shall have, because I can't find the paperwork, but it is on file, I shall have an attorney which will be contacting me today to find my paperwork for my copyright and send it to me by certified mail. So I can submit that to my attorney. That will be filing a lawsuit against Crow for basically our Fernando Gonzalez for violating our copyrights. There you go. But I did submit this information to him before he did that. He didn't believe it. He thought it was all fake. He thought I printed the document and it wasn't real, but that's real. That's my receipt from LegalZoom showing that I did submit paperwork for the copyrights for my company, and it was submitted to, I paid filing fees for the U.S. government. So as I was going through this process of copyrights, they asked for photos and pictures and stuff like that. They want a detailed description of what it means and how it's tied to your company. So you have to give all that information out. And then after that, you have to draw up your artwork. And they take your artwork and they submit all that. to the U.S. government, and the government basically has to decide whether or not if you're worthy of a copyright. And if you get a copyright, then you'll get this growth and documents, and it'll have your number at the top of it, which I'm going to display, because I had to contact my attorney and ask him, what can I display, without giving up too much information on my personal information for my company. So, I'll show you that right there. He already gave me exactly what I need to show you, but I'm just showing you, those are my receipts right there from LegalZoom. So like I said, if you got any kind of artwork or anything you developed or made, go out and get a copyright on it. It's the best way to do it, best way to protect yourself. You can see the situation I'm in right now, and the situation he's about to be in, yeah, it's gonna get pretty bad. So I know he's showing off other labels, but them labels, they don't have copyrights on them. The only one that bears the copyright is our company, and our company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. The products we design are these. But at that particular time, yeah, we had paints on the Crystal Edge. I have my own logo with Crystal Edge with a little cube on it and everything. Yep. And that's what he took down to Home Depot. So that's what my attorneys were sitting there laughing about, because they're like, who is that dumb to take an item with them and record themselves doing it to a facility where they can make the product? And keep in mind, they are also too going to slam him with counterfeit charges. Yep. Because it shows that he made an attempt to counterfeit my product. So like I said, don't take it as a joke. Fernando Gonzalez, take it very, very seriously. It's just not a joke. But let's move on. We got things to do today. I don't have time to discuss this. This is what it's for my attorneys. That's what their job is to do. That's what I pay them to do. My job is to do here and do what needs to be done here. So we're going to be doing some more demonstrations. Right now we're on 800 lumens of the Mitsubishi. Blue is going to be launching very soon, which I can't wait for that. We did get a trademark. We already applied for the trademark for Blue. So Blue's going to have a lineup of screens underneath of it. One of the screens will involve one of the screens we've been talking about, that new game we've been working on. We're working on actually designing our own form of game. And that's the game we're testing outside, showing it taking a direct hit from sunlight. That's something we're working on to integrate to our screens. Also too, on the website, we did, now even though the Black Friday sale's over, we did reduce some of the prices to make way for the big boy kits. We had people that are interested in painting much bigger screen sizes. These are 1 gallon and 2 gallon kits. I think one comes with the surface. The big boy comes with a surface that's 8 feet by 10 feet. You know how hard it is to get a surface, or cheap it is to get a surface for a screen that's 8 feet by 10 feet. It is quite expensive. You go to Carl's Blackout Cloth, you pay a little bit of money for that. And then the other one, which is a 2 gallon kit, comes with a surface that is 10 by 20 feet. Let me know when you can get a 10 by 20 feet sheet of blackout cloth for free. You can. And it also comes with a brick of free LED lights. That is the 2 gallon kits. And I think most people are going to be leaning toward those. I doubt too many people who have homes are going to be doing 2 gallons. You're going to be painting a lot of screens through your house. Or you're just going to be painting one giant screen in the backyard, but that's 2 gallons. You're just going over a 300-inch screen. That's a big screen. So we're looking at companies that are going to be leaning toward that. We may put an option in there for the blackout cloth surface for the Colossal, because that's what's called the Colossal. It may come with the kit. We may pack it with a outdoor projection screen that has the grommets, because ooh, that is beautiful. Look at that. That is beautiful. For an 800 lumen projector and 480p. But we're not going to speak of this no more. Let him go on the rant, do what he needs to do. At the end of the day, you already saw the paperwork, you saw everything that's been done. So we own the rights to it. It's ours. And he violated it. So I got nothing more to say about it. We'll let the lawyers take care of it. We got things to do. I don't got time for to be discussing this nonsense. And it's bad enough this week we caught him selling paint that he made for free. He's frauding his customers. And now this nonsense. So let him be him. He's got his own problems to deal with. We got things. He should be issuing his customers an apology. That's what he should be doing. good for 800 lumens. I saw this really incredible, I saw somebody else that does amazing video demos, and I want to get a chance to load him up on the Chrissy. I want to see what that looks like on the screen. So, like I said, if I want to put specifications about Blue, I have to be able to show you that it actually does work. I can't put a bunch of fake specifications in there. If I'm telling you that it works with Blue projectors of 800 lumens, I have to show you it works with a projector of 800 lumens. So I will put a detailed description of Blue. I suggest you take your time and read through it. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. A bit of interesting forms of abilities to be able to enhance projectors, especially older projectors. One of the things it has, it's called, we call it, what's it called? Enhancement technology. So enhancement technology basically takes 720p older projectors and it gives them the ability to look amazing. As you're seeing right here. And then also too, Blue has an invisible version of it, which I got to get some plexiglass for that. Plexiglass is really hard to come by now. Distance of our projector. Now, as I said before, that the Blue is not going to be the same price as our other screen paints. If you haven't seen the price already, we will have a pre-order set date for it. On launch date, we will have a certain amount available. I have to make sure there's enough because I have companies that are involved that want actually get to try it out. They're going to be getting somewhere between, right now I'm looking at getting 5-gallon and 10-gallon containers for this stuff because we have companies that are very interested in a Blue screen with this kind of capabilities. So we're going to have a limited amount in the shopping cart. I think they're going to be for pre-orders only. Pre-order date, we don't have a date for the pre-orders yet. All right, so I got the big boys out, Chrissy's. We got the, oh man, we got two. I got a bunch of these projectors. These are my Chrissy projectors. I got 6 of these. I own 6 of those projectors. 6 of those projectors, and I got 5 of the NECs. I own 5 of the NECs. Now we're doing this in 480p. Now see, keep in mind, I seen the distance throw on the Sony, which I own this projector too. I own that. Sorry about that, people. This projector used in that demonstration, I own it already. It's a Sony DPL CS4. This is 1,000 lumens. That's 800 lumens right there. And in this one, as I can show you, I'm going to do star field demonstration, contrast levels, white levels, the whole 9 yards. Not some beautiful pictures flowing across the screen. You got to be to show that star field demonstration. That's how you know you're pulling that contrast level. Not only do you have to do the star field demonstration, but you have to do it against other screens to see which one stacks up. So last night around 2 o'clock, couldn't sleep, got up, did the demonstration against the personal mix, against Dark Star 9, against Parallax's, I think the 0.8, that black screen or some black screen they have. The gray, Cinema Gray 5D, did that demonstration in contrast. Screen outperformed all of them. In contrast, in color. Now, I don't even know which way I would go with this because the screen's blue. Like I said, when you're dealing with the black screens, we got to show white levels. When we're dealing with gray screens, we got to show contrast levels. Sorry, when we're dealing with the black screens, we got to show white levels. When we're dealing with the gray screens, we got to show contrast levels. When we're dealing with blue, we just have to show everything because you have to show that the screen, even though it's blue, it can produce color. White levels, it can produce reds and greens and oranges and purples and all the different colors you want. That's what we have to prove on this technology, that it can display proper color without it all coming out blue. Let me get this off. Oh, it moves so, okay, that'll work. Perfect. So we got cut all this down pat. We know what we can do. Let's go over here. This is the most important. See, anytime you display a screen, you have to display that color pattern. Have to display the color pattern. Okay. Let's begin. 800 lumen projector this time around. We did it on 900, yeah, last night. We'll go again. You got to see exactly which screen is going to be able to read the color red properly. And this is without calibrating a projector. You got to calibrate your screen. There's something wrong with your screen. You should never have to calibrate your projector for your screen. Now we use a long throw in this. Keep in mind I can't use long throw if I'm using certain projection screen surfaces because they do not work well. I can't use short throw because certain screens do not work well with them. We show our labels right here. We're doing our demonstrations against. Like I said, these big companies do their demonstrations of white projection screens. I don't do my demonstrations of white projection screens. I do my demonstration of their stuff. What better way to test your technology than to test it against a certified surface? Well, that's not certified. That's just screen paint. Well, we know what that is. That's just black and white paint. At the end of the day, we know what that is. All right. Now, as I said before, we'll show the white levels first. Let's go to white levels first. I explained this many times when it comes to projection screens. Just because you produce a high white level doesn't mean that's a good thing. That is a bad thing. That means you're producing too much of a white level, and that means you can't pick up color. Let me see. here. All right, display the color white first. You can see, I do this with all my screens, black screens, blue screens, just all our screens. We display that white level first. Now, usually when I first started doing this, hi, how you doing? How you doing? When we first started doing this, we had people kind of, oh my goodness, like your screen's not picking up the white levels correctly. That means what's going to happen is they automatically think that the colors are going to pop higher. No, that is a bad sign. When a screen is producing too much white light, that means the images colors are going to fade like crazy because it has no contrast. You need contrast to make the colors pop. All right? Take a look at that. Come out of here real quick. Come over to. Well, I'm not seeing your message right away. I do apologize because I'm going back and forth. I got a computer over here I'm working on right now. Let's go to red screen. Pull up the solid color red. So all the projector is going to do is see red. Because that means now you have a screen that can't produce color, that can't see color. So that's where calibrating the projectors come in. That's where using screens in ambient light controlled environments. Because right now, I have too much light in the environment. That's why the screen's fading out. The screens are fading out because there's too much light in the environment. If you notice, if you watched any demonstrations with some of these high-end screens, and I hate to say it, but it's true, they are using an ambient light controlled environment. It's a rehearsed setup for their screens to do their displays in, and all those lights are controlled to stay away from the screen, to give it the illusion that there's light in the environment when there's no light really actually hitting the screen. And if they are using any form of lighting near the screen, they're all using dimmers, because dimmers can be controlled by a switch. There is no dimmers here. This is on and off lights. That's it. So that is the result of doing testing and doing your products on white projection screens, and that is the results of basically testing your gain capability and an environment. Like I said, we do our demonstrations outside when it comes to our gain tests, but this is a result of using ambient light controlled environments. Because if I stick this in one of my environments, which have a ton of light in it, your screen's going to wash out, and that's where you have to go. We have to go calibrate the projector, and we have to adjust the lighting and all that. I ain't got time for that crap. You see me do unboxings. When I do unboxings, do you see me calibrate my projectors? No, I just open them up, hit the screen, done. You don't have time for that. All right. Let's go over to some simple, let's see. Color change. Lightform, that's what I own. I actually own that right there. I own that right there, right now. The Lightform. I'm using that right now. I'm using that right now behind me. As you can see, color is going to change out on the screen. And as it changes out, screens in the middle are going to remain the same. Isn't that interesting to watch? So you're watching a blue screen read color right now. You're watching it. That surface on blue is blue. You're watching it read color. Isn't that beautiful to watch? It's kind of weird, isn't it? Watching a blue screen read color. That's really weird. Especially because of the fact that, most people think of blue screens, the first thing they think about is using blue screens for special effects, or green screen, one of them. Let me see. Alright. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to bring up the see how much it affects your picture quality. Now you got a chance to see the colors. I didn't show you the contrast levels yet, but you've seen the contrast levels for yourself. So blue right now is actually seeing contrast. The other screens can't see it. And that's not a dark blue, it's a light blue screen. Now this is what I try to explain to you. When you're watching somebody displaying screen paint something new, they're supposed to do demonstrations like this right from the door. It's not enough to show the screen on 1,000 lumen projectors sitting back 8 or 9 feet back. They have to show how the screen's going to react to color, how it's going to react to other different sample sheets. What is the difference between that technology and any one of these expensive screens up here? Now, when someone tries to categorize themselves as being the same as us, when I said they don't do the same demonstrations we do. Not to beat a dead horse to death, but if you look at the Cinemax and the demonstrations that were done on that, they were using a Sony 1,000 lumen projector at 8 feet back, and that's all you're doing? That's it? You're not showing different colors, you're not showing contrast. How does the screen react to other different forms of sample sheets? Where's the difference between that technology and this technology? Where's your test? Where's your demonstrations? Got to show the difference between the two. I could easily set a projector up here with 800 lumens. That's easy. Let's go with a Sony has a really dark demonstration. Matter of fact, I'm going to let this run through. I'm going to let this run all the way through. I usually never let this run through. I'm going to let it run all the way through. And there, right there, on the biggest sample sheet, no one can complain. That's Pro's personal mix. That is a Dark Star 9. That's a Gray Cinema 5 by daylight screens. That's the darker version, the one with the 0. That's why I show you the colors first. So that way you can see how far these screens are going to fade when they're being hit with, you do a lot of abstract art on the screen, you really can't see it. That's why you got to show the solid colors first. Remember how it faded when the blue came up? There you go. This is on a projector that I paid $18 for. That's how much I paid for this projector behind me. $18. It is the cheapest projector I've ever paid for. This is one of the darkest demonstrations I've seen so far. This is Sony's contrast demonstration. Right here. That's why we requested several times by the individual to do a Starfield demonstration on his technology in a fully lit environment, just like we're doing right now. And it will never get done. I've told you that years ago. It'll never ever be done. Because the minute it does it, what's going to happen is the screen's going to come up tan. Technology right there. And it's fully lit environment. Lights are pushing through. That's going to be on all day. We can project images right on the floor with this technology, and the screen will not wash out or fade. And that's 150 inch on the floor right now, and 5 United States postal boxes coated with 12. I'm using that as a floor display for the light form projector mapping for practice for the day. See the colors fade. Because the blue screen can read a black level. They can't. And that's what's interesting, because think about it. Black screen's automatically going to pull a black level from the door. It's a black screen. It's impressive to see a black silver do it because black silvers are gray. It's even more impressive to see a blue do it because a blue is blue. Not dark blue, sky blue. And it can pull a contrast level because it can read contrast. So those who didn't believe that we can actually develop a code for the projector to be able to read back and forth, they can transfer information. Yeah, it can be done. You're watching it right there, being done. Better than a gray screen or a dark gray screen. So now we have this part of this technology of the coding. The next thing to do is to take the that technology, that engineered game we're working on, to take the hit from the sun and combine those together into one master screen. So now you got a screen that has the ability to read color, encode, and note out without basically enhancing odor projectors, the ability to enhance odor projectors, the ability to be able to produce amazing, beautiful colors without contrast and without the use of having high power 4K and projectors. And then you have the ability to have gain strong enough to be able to take a direct hit from sunlight, which means anything inside your house wouldn't be a problem for the technology. And that right there, people, is what you call the master screen. That's what we've been working on. And what color will it be? I can't tell you that one, but it's going to be interesting. I can tell you that much. It is going to look very pretty. Now, keep in mind, this is not going to be a screen paint. It's not. It's going to be our own lineup of projection screens. We're going to have our own form of fixed frame screens, wallpaper screens, motorized projection screens. Yes, with the company's logo on it. That's what that's for. And I'm not spraying it. We are going to be purchasing a machine to do the job. The machine's going to be doing the perfect coats on those screens or surfaces. Now, what I want to work on is I want to work on figuring out a way how we can ship a pre-assembled fixed frame screen. Pre-assembled fixed frame screen, you don't even got to put it together. It's already put together. Just hang it up on your wall and you're done. So that's what we're going to be working on, figuring out ways how to design. Because keep in mind, since we make the coating, that we can coat any surface we want. We can build our screens out of anything we want. Let's see how well they pull up color. Now in this demonstration, you got to see the color and contrast at the same time. They can produce color to a certain degree, but the contrast is going. They can't produce it. And you'll see when the colors flash back and forth, and the black levels take over, the screens will actually won't blend in. I love this demonstration. We're doing some 800 lumens at 480p. I love what I do for a living. So I'm curious what screen innovation could do against this. I'm just curious. I gotta know. I gotta know. Look at the black levels on that screen pull up. Every time the color comes on, it goes, there you go. And then the black comes on, just leaves them. Oh, man. India, what are my options? Oh man, we can't ship overseas. Right down the website. If you go to the website, it says it right there. We can't ship overseas. There are no. We have only one option. If you have somebody within the United States, we can ship it to them. You have to ship it to them. You have to give us an address. We can ship it within the United States. They can ship it to India. Somebody thought it had something to do with delivery. It's nothing to do with delivery. It's how they transfer the currency. That's what that has something to do with. Any transactions that come overseas, PayPal will automatically block these transactions. But if you have somebody living within the United States, we'll send you an email saying, okay, what address you want to send it to. And then we'll send you another email saying, do we have your permission to send it to this address? And if you confirm yes, we will edit it to label and have that shipped to the address within the United States, give you the tracking number and all the information, and then you can contact whoever you're having that shipped to, and they can ship it to you. That's the only way you can do it. I've had a few people do it already, but that's the only way you can do it. Now, let's do one of the things I have requested many, many times. You see me when I do gray projection screens. When we do the black silver screens, One of the things I do, anytime I display a black silver screen, everybody knows me for doing this, I don't display a lot of bright colors on that screen. I do a lot of contrast on black silver screens because gray screens are supposed to be flawed when it comes to contrast levels, which we're going to be doing some black silver demonstrations today. Usually this is something I never see anybody else do when they're doing gray screens. So we'll stay away from those the starfield demonstrations. Starfield demonstration is a bit brutal. Because you got to display a jet black image. Now, some people will try to cheat and try to do it with the lights out. No, I'm talking about with all the lights on, you have to do that demonstration. Let me see. My favorite demonstrations to do. It's one of the hardest demonstrations to do. You have to be to display that star field for the environment. I've seen people cheat and try to do it with the lights out. So look, I'm doing the same thing. No. You see my lights out in my demonstration? Then why are your lights out? That's what I can never understand. How are you saying you're doing the same thing I'm doing? My lights are not out in this demonstration. My lights are on. So I already know from the door, anything that comes in that shade of that level of screen paint, it's going to end up looking like that. It's not going to look like this at all. It's going to fade out. So let's take, let me see, heavier. It's a better star pattern. There we go. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to remove all these off. So we already displayed the screens. Difference between the screens technology. We'll leave crows there. Come over here. We'll put these over here. This is going to be all certified screens only. I would actually break these because, like I said, the blue screen. Kind of hard to break screen with blue. So I don't know what kind of category they're going to put it in, but that's going to be kind of hard to put a blue screen in a category. Where are you going to put it at? At least there are black screens out there now. When I first started out, there were no black screens. There are black screens now. So we got a DMP Supernova right there. That's a $5,000 projection screen. This is what we test our stuff against. See how black that surface is, nice and dark. Now they work with long throw projectors. That's why we're using them in this demonstration. Trying to figure out how to freaking understand what they're working with here. All right. We have a matinee silver. Anytime you see these at the bottom, MS stands for matinee silver. They're by Seymour AV. We'll put that one right here. We have, let me see, what do we have here? MB stands for, Seymour AV stands for a matinee black. That's a matinee black. Put that one right here. This is how you're supposed to test your technology out. Not against a white screen, against high performance screens. Because by doing these demonstrations, like I said, I can figure out all their flaws in their technology and build my technology to be more advanced than theirs. We'll start off with the white screen. You're supposed to do color patterns. Right. Now, the Dark Star 9 is a little bit off. So it has to be a little bit over, right over here. We need to be over here on the sample sheet. So there we are displaying white levels. Uh-oh. Power's dying on my phone. How am I going to charge my phone up and battery did already? Yep, it is already. Let's go back and get me a charger real quick for this. Charger's upstairs, I'll be back. Bring me a charger. There we go, 5%. Let's see if we can get some kind of power over here. We need to use. What are we doing with this? Using this right now. Trying to get some extension cords. Some extension cords are supposed to be in today. I need those to work desperately. What do we have here? An extension. Just hunt down extension cord, people. I'm gonna hunt down one extension cord. I think I know where I can get one from. You get one for that one by itself. Tons and tons of extension cords. I'll buy a bulk pack of them. That's what I need to do. There we go. Battery's done. All right, back in. All right, so there we are. All the high-end screens together, all certified. On the white level first. And as I explained in every demonstration, that because the screen is producing a high white level, that is not a good sign. That's a bad sign, because it means when the color comes up, they're automatically going to fade. So let's begin. Start off with red. Yeah. Blue 10 hours. We'll do blue first. Purple. Here's blue. This would be, which one is this one? This is a matinee black. And that one's doing quite well when it comes to blue. Way better than the rest of them. Okay, let's see how it reacts to some other colors. Let's bring in red. Red. Make sure we get some correct here. Let's move back in front of the camera and see what it looks like. So we're not getting a solid red off it. We're the only ones pulling the solid red. So mind you, it's a blue screen versus traditional screens, which are pretty much in the mixture. We have dark gray, we have a light gray, so we have a mid gray, and then we have blue. Now I'm going to do a color change out. So you're going to watch the colors change. Now this is being done because the price tag for 1 quart of blue is $268. And that's for 100 inch to 120 inch. Let me know when any one of these screens are going to give you a 100-inch screen. You're not getting 120 inch. That's not going to happen. But any one of these screens are going to give you a 100-inch for $268. Not going to happen. Now you're going to come close to any one of these. You could even get a cinema gray, and the cinema gray is actually one of their light gray screens, and they cost $800. You're not getting that for $200-something. You may get you're going to get a white screen. That's what you'll get. You get a white screen, definitely. Probably about, let's see. This is a, this screen right here is a silver ticket. And that's a silver ticket. I paid about $512 for that one. The one I have in there that's coated with blue, which is an elite screen. That's 126 inches. I paid about $280 for that one. So you get probably about 120 inch white screen. That's what you'll get. But you're not getting a Dark Star 9. You're not getting a Gray Cinema 5D, not the Gray Cinema 3D. You're not getting that. You're not getting any. You're not definitely not getting a DMP Supernova for that price. You're going to pay about $3 grand automatically from the door for 100 inch of the Dark Star 9. That's definitely going to happen. The matinee silvers, they can run anywhere between $1,400-$1,400. You're not going to get that anywhere for $2-something. That's not going to happen. Let me see what we got up there. We had the Semi Grade 5D, $1,400. The Parallax is going to cost you an easy $5 grand. That's easy going to cost you $5 grand from the door. And that's for 100 inch. No 120 inch, 100 inch. That's it. You don't have an option there. Your option is you're going to have 100 inch, and that is going to be it. And that's what you're going to pay. You're talking about $268 to have a screen that you could change from a 100 inch to a 120 inch if you want. You're not going to have to calibrate your projector. You're going to have an expensive projector to use it. And they're ultra short throw. Technology is ultra short throw compatible, which means a few of these screens on here don't work with ultra short throws, which means you're going to have to go out and spend the money for a special screen to be able to allow you to use ultra short throw. And keep in mind, just because you paid $3 grand for one screen, it's not going to cost you $3 grand for an ultra short throw, because that's a different category of screen, which means they're going to charge you more money for it. So I have a setup upstairs that cost me under $600. I went out and got myself my ultra short throw projector. My speakers are coming in today. I built my screen out of a bed sheet and scraps of plywood I found around the downstairs. Coated it with our technology. I'm done. I got a beautiful setup, and I could beat any one of those screens that cost me $3,000 and $4,000 easily. Options, many options. Now, like I said, we can't take any of these outside because none of these screens up here are designed for outdoor use. That'd be completely false advertisement if I do this. So what we have to do is for next year, when we start doing the inflatable screens, because a few people have been asking us to paint inflatable screens and blow them up, do stuff like that. When we start bringing the 12s outside, because 12s are designed to be outside, when we start doing those demonstrations, we're going to be actually getting screens that are workable outside. As in, Elite Screen has a screen called the Yard Master. You can actually play with that outside because that screen is designed for outdoors. So any one of these companies, if they do have an outdoor projection screen, we will be purchasing it to take it outside to put against 12. We'll start off with 1,000 lumens and work our way up to the 7,000 lumens. and the 10,000 lumen Christie, which I'm actually looking at buying. Let me see, we need to go from here. One of some of these dark demonstrations. There we go. I like to do this demonstration because this demonstration is super dark. If your screen can't pull contrast on this, it's not going to pull contrast on this. That's all to it. So now watch the demonstrations where people do the cities and they're all in dark and it's, oh, look how beautiful. No, it's too much white in that demonstration. There's too many too much white light in that demonstration. It needs to be dark. Like you're seeing this. This is how it needs to be. That's how you blah. This is how you need to see it. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. So when you watch somebody displaying a gray screen and they're showing the city lights and look at the dark contrast levels, no, it has to be dark. That's why I love this demonstration, because see how black the background is? They just have a little bit of light peppered here and here and here and here, but that background remains dark. That's what it's supposed to be. So you can see that contrast level push through. It's not being camouflaged with pretty white lights running across the screen. You can see exactly what your projector's seeing. Demonstration again. Repeating all the demonstrations right back in, back to back. Right through the OLED demonstrations. OLED demonstration will definitely show you where your screen fails when it comes to contrast. Because OLEDs are designed for, this demonstration was not designed for a projection screen setup. It was designed for a TV. A TV that's designed to produce a jet black image, a jet black contrast. That's what they were designed for. So when you show somebody displaying their screens, they're sure, look at the colors, the colors. It isn't about the color, it's about the contrast, on how black the contrast levels come up. That's why you're seeing all these come up in gray. That background is supposed to be jet black, and those colors are supposed to push it up with a pop. They're not supposed to fade. It's the whole purpose of that demonstration. They put them on the TV to show up the contrast levels. But I haven't made it one contrast. It doesn't mean a thing. Because I heard somebody make a statement, and we know who made the statement, that all you would have to do, and please don't believe in this, because this is not even anywhere. You go to ABS forums, you will laugh. I don't like ABS forums, but you got some people on there that basically know what they're talking about. You go on there and make that statement, they will laugh you off that page. Someone's going to tell you that you can get contrast levels equal to a black screen if you just basically calibrate your projector and you can get the same contrast levels as a black screen. Well, if that's the case, and that's true, then all these dark screens out here wouldn't exist and everybody would just buy a white screen. Because then you get the white levels and you can just calibrate your projector to get the contrast levels to match the black levels 100%, if that was the case. And the person who made the statement, I would like to see them on that 1,000,000 to 1 or whatever projector you have, that P1. If you're going to make a statement, as I said before, if anytime I make a statement, I got to back it up. If I tell you I'm going to take a screen outside, I'm hit with a 1,000 lumen projector, got to back it up. I'm going to use 800 lumens, got to back it up. Anytime I'm going to tell you something I'm going to do, I'm going to back it up. So if you're going to make a statement like that, I would appreciate you backing that up. So what that individual needs to do is just get any kind of black paint. Doesn't make a difference. You just have to match that black level 100% perfectly. So just paint one side of your screen black. Take that Optima P1, do the star field demonstration, and calibrate your side to match exactly the side of the black paint perfectly. I would like to see that, because if you're going to make that statement, then you got to be able to back it up. And I heard him make that statement. Can't calibrate a projector to do that. That's like going out in the backyard and squeezing a rock to get water out of it. If that was the case, like I said, if that was possible, none of these screens would exist. There would be no point to make them. What point? If you can take a white screen, produce a high white level, and just basically calibrate your contrast level to the point where it can actually match any black level, deep black, real black levels. You wouldn't need this. You could do it off a white screen. That's it. I'm sorry, but that's kind of the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna go Rumpelstiltskin some gold in the house. Yeah, okay. That's possible. All right, let's get these off my screen. Yeah, that's possible. No, that's not possible, people. You cannot do that. I'm sorry. Not on this planet, not on any planet. You cannot do that. Let me take this projector off right here. I have never seen anybody in any form site that I have been in sit there and say, "Oh yeah, you want the contrast levels to be equal to real 100% black levels. You could just calibrate your contrast levels to make them that dark." No, you cannot. You cannot. I'm swapping out for 720p Chrissy projector. I'm swapping out for that right now. We don't bother you. We don't have to use a 900 lumen. We did the 900 lumen already. We're doing 8 already. This is the $18 projector we're using right now. We used already. So let's put this one aside. I'll have the model number of this one up on the website, not the website, on the videos. You can see exactly what it is. If you want to go out and buy one of these, like I said, they're cheap. I mean, but I wouldn't, because it only does 4.3. You're not gonna get 16.9 out of it, so it's no point. So let me see. We got the Chrissy. I want to take the Chrissy. This one right here. This one. Oh, Joey, we get to use freaking fire sticks on this one. Cool. I don't have to basically use a computer anymore. I can use a keyboard and mouse. I'm gonna be right here doing demonstrations. All right. See, get up there. So we'll upgrade 720p projector. Let go. Those of you who have 720p projectors and you want to use them, there you go. Now, I may buy a few knockoff projectors from Miami probably this week to show some demonstrations on the screen's capability with knockoffs. But I'm going to buy a lot of them. All right, this should be ready to activate in a few minutes. Are we plugged up? Plugged in. Yep, power's on. We're good. Okay. All right, so now we're plugging in the Chrissy. I'm going to start removing my computer here because I don't need it. Okay, Chrissy's powered up. we got room for more sample sheets. Yes, we do. We got more room. Let's see what else we can challenge today. So we got a little more room to play with. Let's do a little bit more. There we go. Let's expand a little more. So the Chrissy, we use this in the LW400. This one right here is around 4,000 lumens. 4,000 lumen projector, 720p. Just have to get the input correct. I'm using HMI detecting. Boom, HMI detecting. Wait a minute. Plugged in the wrong unit. That is the. So wait a minute. If this is the. Oh, it's upstairs. All right, I gotta go swap out something. The phone's not charged for that one. I gotta go swap out and get my my other one upstairs. What's this one for? Oh, this is down here. Next up. So this week I should be working on my projector kitchen screen. I wouldn't put kitchen ultra short though for my kitchen. I'm redoing that one. All right, here we go. Now we got the fire stick, which I gotta order another fire stick too. Give me another one. There we go. Should be detecting now. It's fire stick. Can we just load any slower? Huh.
Be ready to seize the moment. When inspiration strikes, make the most of.
Now keep in mind, Blue has to be able to either match or outperform a surface. But keep in mind, the coating comes in at $268 a quart to make a 100 to 120 inch screen. When all these screens right here, there's no way in the world you would be able to get a screen for that price. And this is on 720p we're using right now. We have a 1080p Chris, we haven't hooked that one up yet. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's what I love about this one right here. So you can see if it does any better. Now mind, the projector we're using was an old projector. That's a 1999 old projector. That projector was 600 by 800 res. It could only pull up around 480p from the YouTube because I couldn't get any higher than that on it. This projector is a little bit more advanced than that one, and still it produced. That's actually Christie's produced amazing color capability, and still, no. I know I have people saying, "Oh, but wait a minute, I want to see your settings." My projectors all sit in whisper mode. All my projectors in my house sit in eco mode because the screens in here generate so much light that I don't have to put any of my projectors in regular mode. They're all going to eco mode. So let me put you right there for a minute so you can see that my brightness is at 25. Christie's go all the way up to 90 when it comes to the brightness because these are venue projectors. So the venue projector, the highest I have gone out to my brightness to is 26. That's all I need. That's it. 6. And it's sitting in eco mode right now. These projectors can do all the way up to 90. Because like I said, it's a venue projector. It's not your everyday projector. I don't have to burn my lamps like that. Let me see. Color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, give me that 10-hour screensaver. I'll take that changer. Change these colors.
Thanks for the free footlong, little car. Oh, yeah. It's footlong season.
So the first thing when somebody gets one of these screens, the first thing they say is, well, the color doesn't look correct. It looks off. And they say, well, you might have to calibrate your screen. Well, good luck on that one. You ever calibrated a screen before? I don't want to do that crap. You pay enough money to calibrate a screen. I really have too much time in my day to be sitting here calibrating the screen. And they'll say, well, maybe how much ambient light do you have in your environment? Well, you have to use these screens are designed for ambient light controlled environments. So you get too much light in here. So what I'm using right now is too much light in my environment. I would have to probably install some dimmers in here or some kind of condensed lighting or something like that. It's too much light in my environment. It shouldn't be. My projector is 4,000 lumens. I'm 4,000 lumens at around, how many feet am I from the screen from here to here? Let's see where we're at. 4,000 lumens. 4,000 lumens. We are going to be, let me get this off my stand real quick. 4,000 lumens. We're coming in at probably roughly around about 10 feet and some change away from the screen. So 10 feet and some change. 10 feet at 4,000 lumens. That's a lot of freaking power to hit a screen. And you're having problems with the colors coming up. We're not talking about 2,800 lumens, 2,200 lumens. We're talking about 4,000 lumens of power. And 10 feet, 4,000 can easily push through that much light. I'll show you my measurements. Now mind you, anytime I show you measurements, it does, when you show the measurement, it's supposed to start where the lumens start. Here to here, not to the back. Some people put it to the back to make it seem like they're farther back, and you don't do that. Projection doesn't start from here, it starts from here. So you put it from here, oops, sorry about that. You line it from here to here, where it starts off at. Little tricks people do to make it seem like they're farther back than they really are. But no, you shouldn't be having a problem. Not with that kind of light hitting the screen. Where is the, and please don't have me use that again. All right, let's go with contrast test demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
So let's see, we're going to pull up some contrast demonstration tests. Now, if the screen is not producing black, it's not producing black. I can go downstairs. I have a 16,000 to 1 projector with contrast levels. You're not going to see it. Just not going to see it. So the things I explained with the black screens. The black screen right now is the only screen we have that pulls 100% contrast level. There's no screen under black that's going to be the pull 100% contrast level. Not even blue. But the funny thing about it is, when you think about it, people keep forgetting the surface is blue. So you got a blue surface that's pulling a contrast level higher than a dark gray screen. And it's a sky blue, not a dark blue. So what does that mean, Mr. Bird? That means the screen has the ability to read color. That's what it means. I had somebody call me up yesterday. There's certain customers I won't sell to. I'm gonna tell you right from the door. I won't sell anybody. I don't. And there's certain customers I will not sell paint to. And person's asking me too many questions. They want to know how it's reacting and stuff like that. Certain questions. When people call me up about paint, two things they ask for, or a company they ask for. They show me, they talk about their environment, they talk about their projector, and they talk about their screen size. That's it. That's what they talk about. I always ask them, they say, what I'm looking for is so, something can take on ambient light, something can use in a full lit environment, some of the colors are not going to wash out. I advise them which paint would actually work for them. I ask them what projector are you using, they name the projector, and I find what paint we have that actually will category with their screen, with their projector that will fit it best. If it's a knockoff projector, then I tell them we can't sell the paint to them, they can buy it if they want to, it's at their own risk, but to tell them it's not going to work at all, period. So, you know, these are things I ask for, but when somebody comes and asks them suspicious questions, and a fellow came in with a lot of laughing and giggling, and, you know, every time he asked a question, and he giggled a little about it, I was like, nah, if he placed the order, I'd put his money right back into the account. Don't sell everybody. You come up sounding suspicious, your money goes right back to you. But like I said, there's certain key things I'm used to hearing all the time, but certain questions, like you're asking me, like, oh, what are you using? Is it this? Is it that? You start naming stuff that you think that's in it. Nah, your order just got denied. Then you receive a ban from my company. We block your email, and you don't buy from us ever again. You just have to get it from somebody else. I have to start working on the coating for the spray on. For the new one, for the screens, we're doing next year. I'm just connecting some of my equipment here. This by Seymour. This by Seymour is a matinee black 0.9. So this has a 0.9 gain matinee black by Seymour AV. We'll put that up there, right over here. See, the thing about it is when people are trying to say they're testing out their product against other screens, like I said, the way it's supposed to be done, you got to show those color patterns first. You show exactly what the projector is seeing, who's seeing the best blues and greens and reds and so forth, contrast levels. You got to display the white levels. I display white levels all the time. All the time I display white levels. I never shy away from that, even on black screens. Then you have to show how it's going to react to different colors and different displays. I'm doing contrast demonstrations right now to see which one pulls up the best contrast levels. But in the demonstrations, I see other people doing sample sheets against high performance screens. They will stick to bright, beautiful colors where this screen is actually going to play well also too. They're not going to make it too hard, because if they make it too hard, then you're going to see the flaws in their screens. I hope you see the flaws in my technology. That means I get a chance to advance it even more. That's the whole purpose of me doing tests against high performance screens. If one of these screens actually proved to be better than mine, then I take all of them down and I go study that one. That's the one I need to study. Contrast. All right, so none of these are going to be to do with what you're doing. I can do a Starfield demonstration. Here we go. Last test. Starfield demonstration screensaver.
I have a few skills that can help.
Oh.
Did you mean field trip?
No. Screensaver Starfield?
I found a few matches for that. Do you mean screensaver, all in one?
Yes.
Here's what I found.
I'm taking you out of the program. You crazy woman, you. You know she responds back when you talk to her. Watch this. Oh, that's just creepy. Starfield. Starfield YouTube.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. You get a blue screen performing a contrast level that's more advanced than all these screens up here. That would cost you thousands of dollars. So I love it when people say, I'm saving you hundreds. We save you thousands. Thousands and thousands of dollars. The future of coding. I'm taking a bow in the background. Someone were to tell me, yeah, I can get a blue screen to produce a contrast level, a sky blue screen to produce a contrast level that would beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 top certified screens in contrast. And they would say, that's virtually impossible. Nobody can do that. Possible can be done. Nothing is impossible. You have to open up your mind and allow yourself to think outside the box. You're surprised how many things you can accomplish. Nothing is impossible. That screen is producing the off black right there. That's a UV mix, and that's Crow's personal mix. It produces a dark gray, not a black. And this is with a projector, but at what, 3,000 to 1 contrast? That's it. That makes me so dizzy, it starts to pass White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Pulls up gray. And read color. This is a blue screen that's pulling up a white level. Let's see. We'll go back to Starfield. YouTube Starfield.
Getting that from YouTube.
So the color comes out orangey. See? So a blue screen just performed a black level contrast and white level at the back and forth, and the UV mix couldn't catch up to it. Do this is not to slander anyone's product whatsoever. This is to show the difference between the fellow who developed the Pro Screen versus Blue technology. Probably done anyway. Simple side by side, that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not saying this product is not good. It just doesn't fit in the category of technology, that's all. But next to Crow, yeah, he could beat Crow technology easily, very, very easily. Like I said, the category of this product is designed for high white levels. Where Blue basically can pick up, it can read contrast. It's a blue screen. It's going to pick up contrast level. It's going to read blue. It's going to read black. His screen's not going to be able to read it because it's not designed the way our screens are designed. That's why our technology is different. But next to Crow, he can beat Crow's screen easily. And I've showed those demonstrations before. He picks up a high white level and a very good contrast level to be able to match Crow's personal mix and the do-it-yourself Metallica mix. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
We'll go to the color patterning.
A challenge to the Knott brothers to pair food to this whiskey.
The technology is different. It has a code that allows it to be to recolor. I know I say that over and over again, but like I said, it's a blue screen. It's pulling colors. It's pulling everything it's supposed to do. Put it against, what, 6 certified projection screens? None of them could pull that color on that screen's level. All right, that's enough of that for that. But compared, like I said, it's not, like I said, that's why I don't feel threatened by advertising his product or talking about his product. I don't feel threatened because it doesn't fit in the category of our technology. But compared to Crow, he's better than Crow's product. He's way better. I've done this demonstrations already. It's time to go something about birds too. The color gray.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now here we are, the color gray, right here. Solid gray. You would think any one of these screens would pick up a gray. Well, I'm curious which one of these screens are going to pick up a gray level that's going to be the same level as a blue. That's a blue producing the gray level. Let's see how many of these screens can produce a gray that's going to match the gray here. What the screen color is being displayed. So we start with the Dark Star 9. We start with let's Let's see, this is a dark gray screen right here. We'll get what's going to call a break for the day. Here we go. See how dark this surface is right there? Let's see. You can stay up there. Thank you. I appreciate your help. I'm just picking all dark gray screens only. Well, actually, we need dark gray screens because if we get any other darker screens, they're not going to be able to pick up as well. Light gray screens are not going to pick up on there at all, period. Let me see, which one of these? Which one of these look dark gray to you? What do you think? This one or this one? Which one look dark gray? I think that one's a darker gray. This one's a darker gray, so we're going to take that one. That would be the DMP Supernova. We're going to use that one. That's a darker, much darker gray. So the two darkest gray screens I have up here is DMP Supernova. We'll pull them off at the same time so you can see how dark the screens are. We have the Parallax by Daylight Screens. Very, very dark surface, as you can see. We have a DMP Supernova Blade, and we have a Dark Star 90. It's very dark gray screens. And we're pulling off gray levels. So which one of these screens are going to pull off a proper gray level? Or are you really seeing what you're supposed to be seeing? There you go. So you have a screen that's blue that's produced gray. Let me see, where did I put the remote control? Way over there, of course. Let's go with the light gray. They should do very well with a light gray screen. So we're going to do a pure gray screen. This one, another one. And there you are. The white level is too high. There's not enough contrast in the screen to produce gray on a gray screen. Where a blue screen is producing a gray level. And it's blue because it can read code. Well, I rest my case there. I can't get any more. I can't drive a nail in the coffin any more deeper than that one right there. I mean, you got screens up there. The screens are actually dark gray, and the blue is actually producing a darker gray. Check that out. The next demonstration I'll do later on today, we're going to do the black silver contrast only. We're not doing any white levels, no beautiful pink and blue and all that nonsense. No, we're going to do colors. We're definitely going to do colors layouts. We're definitely going to do that. But we're going to do contrast. Because like I said, when it comes to gray screens, they have to be able to show that contrast level. What is the difference? So we'll take these high performance screens and we'll put it against the black silver. And we'll do the star field demonstration. Something that has been avoided for the longest time. Every time we ask for someone to do that one, they avoid it at all costs. We even put it in challenges and they still avoid to do it. Okay. Good. It's funny how somebody asked me if I paint that on a fabric surface, cracker and peeling. I've been walking on that all day. I've been walking across that screen all day. Oh, look at that right there while I take apart my equipment here. Break everything down. Let me break it down for you. No, put these away. No, we gotta do the black silver next. That demonstration that we got next. Like I said, I'm gonna do the demonstration again with the black silver. We're gonna put that challenge out again today. Simple demonstration. All you gotta do is just display multiple screens and do a contrast, or do a star fill demonstration. That's it. On a gray screen versus a gray screen. That's what you gotta do. That's why I said when you're looking at other people doing gray screen paint mixes, you should be seeing all those gray screens all combined together, one by one, side by side, and you should be seeing contrast demonstrations only. So I'm going to show how it's done when we do our that black silver, that gray screen we make. Do that demonstration, contrast levels only. Because that's the way it's supposed to be done. Not a bunch of pretty colors across the screen so everything blends in so it looks good. No, I want to see contrast levels pull up. If they're not doing that, then you got a problem with the paint or whatever screen they're using. Something wrong there. All right, I'm gonna come out of this video. I'm excited, man. I'm so hyped up now about basically doing a demonstration. I love doing these challenge demonstrations. So I'm gonna come right back in. You can come if you want to watch or not. It's up to you, but I got to do this. Keep in mind, it doesn't make a difference how many people are in the room. These are all being live. These are documented, which means anybody comes in and comes across my videos, advertisement for my company. They see me basically doing these technologies on this level. Yeah, automatically from the door. So we got to do, now I got to do a challenge. There's got to be a challenge done. There's got to be a challenge done. Yeah, it's got to be a challenge done. Got to be a challenge done. I'm going to do black silver on an official 100-inch screen. I'm going to be ordering another one. Actually, I'm ordering those cardboard sheets for it. So I'll do a 100-inch. There we go. Black silver. That's going to be for the next demonstration. Contrast demonstrations only. This is going to be a demonstration and challenge at the same time. All right, gotta go. I'll be back in a few as soon as I straighten this mess up.